What did Torrington get as a result of this budget? Statutory formula grants of $51,579,277. New revenue streams representing $1,323,507 for a total of $52,902,784. If we had not replaced the $271 billion in the ECS formula, and that's not a cut that I had made, that's a cut that the prior administration had made. If I had allowed that to stand, Torrington would have lost $6,800,000. You would have lost hundreds of teachers as well. With that, I'd be happy, a couple of other things. Kicking the can down the road, why don't I do what everybody else has done in this situation? Because we can't kick the can down the road anymore. It destabilizes Connecticut's economy. Our unwillingness to have dealt with our economic situation 2 years ago has made the employment market more unstable in this state than most other states. It continues the trend of job loss of 22 years. The longer we wait to deal with the deficit, the more uncertainty is in fact generated within the business community. Failure to address past deficits in a meaningful way, and specifically to cut costs, has led to downgrades in Connecticut's bond rating, leading to higher interest costs for the state of Connecticut. Let me put it this way. Prior to 1975, Connecticut had the highest rating possible for its bonded indebtedness. Now we're in the lowest echelons of bonded debt for any state, with only a handful of states having a lower bond rating than we do. And then finally, what's the alternative? The alternative, in my opinion, and I know that there are lots of people who would disagree, is a Connecticut that we would not recognize. And that's why I'm here to talk to you and answer your questions. The Lieutenant Governor is kind enough she's going to play the role at Vanna White, yes, my own personal Vanna White. We'll take them one at a time. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Governor. Brian Mulcahy from Waterbury, Connecticut. As I told the reporter, the reason why I'm here is not just for you, but also for Bakis, the restaurant here. Botches, excuse me. The question I have is, now that you have had a chance to review the state financial records, is it worse than you thought during the campaign?
Listen, I am not here to complain about the circumstances I find myself in. I worked very hard to become your governor, and I know I did it with some of the votes in this room, and a lot of votes in this room weren't for me. I understood that when I was running for this. I'm doing what I do. I manage. I've been handed a crisis. I intend to come up with a long-term answer to that crisis. There are some things that are worse, I mean, they were filling a job. They were filling jobs on the day I was sworn in at 2 o'clock. They were filling jobs with former political appointees. I think in some senses things are different than I would have anticipated. The size of the deficit, however, is not one of those. I knew what I was getting myself into. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for doing this tour. Thank you.
Sir?
Well, my name is Paul Anderson from Bremen, Connecticut. I don't have a specific question for you, but I think one of the objectives of this is feedback, so that's what I'd like to present to you tonight.
Sure.
Actually, in short, I'll keep my remarks brief. I find your budget unacceptable. It's incomprehensible to me that we are the most taxed population in this country. And your version of shared sacrifices proposes billions of dollars in more taxes. Okay, my version of shared sacrifice has us cutting spending and sharing that sacrifice with the consequences that it provides us. We have, in this state, been on an out-of-control spending spree for decades. I do agree that your approach of structural change is good. You started with teacher tenure. I'm going to hold you to that. Okay? I propose you go further, and that's to eliminate the binding arbitration, the prevailing wage law.
We don't interrupt you. Let's get everybody. Listen, I'm here. Let people talk. It's okay.
all those structural mandates from Hartford that have put our towns in the position they are now, that they can't balance their budget, need to be reformed. Now, Mr. Governor, thank you for coming down tonight, and let me leave you with this. If you can't figure out how to do it, give me a call. I'll come down and help you out.
Let me do you one better.